I am Dr. Nicholas Samut, and today we are going to speak about massive open online courses, also known as MOOCs. This is a plan of today's lecture. We will first go into what is a MOOC, then we will go into the MOOC providers. We will also see the emergence of innovative courses, the students' experiences with MOOCs, educators' experiences with MOOCs, completion rates, industry, challenges and criticism, and why we should pay attention when we consider using MOOCs. First of all, what is a MOOC? A MOOC is a massive open online course aimed at unlimited participation and open access via the web. MOOCs provide traditional course material, filmed lectures, problem sets, and interactive user forums. They also provide a form of distance education, and some MOOCs have open licenses of content, structure, and learning goals, whilst other MOOCs have closed licenses for course material. There are a number of MOOC providers nowadays, the most important of which are Coursera and Udacity, which are the top for-profit MOOC providers. There are another two top providers which are not for profit, and these are edX and the Khan Academy. Other top MOOCs are also associated with several top universities. Some claim that MOOCs are experiences a hypercycle, with expectations experiencing wild swings. This means that basically there is a lot of fluctuation with regards to perception, uses, and the MOOC industry. There is also an emergence of innovative courses when looking at MOOCs. Some MOOCs use innovative pedagogy with distributed learning materials rather than video lecture format. Several disciplines have been introduced using basic and applied sciences, mathematics, humanities, social sciences, ethics, medicine, and business. And these are all using MOOCs nowadays. Different levels, so tertiary and even higher secondary education, are being introduced to MOOCs. Let's look at the student experience with MOOC users. By October 2013, Coursera and edX had already enrolled about 6.3 million learners alone. There are a number of classifications for different types of learners. These include auditors, who basically watch the video throughout the course without taking any exams, completers, who view most lectures and participate in assessments, disengaged learners, who quickly drop out of the course, sample learners, who occasionally watch lectures. Here we can see a number of statistics looking at how high school, undergraduate, and graduate students fare when using MOOCs. To notice that completing students in high school level are about 27%. However, at undergraduate and graduate level, completing students are below 10%. One can also notice that the sampling type of learners are very, very high, them reaching 80% in graduate courses. Let's look at the educator experience. Typically, an educator can spend around 100 hours on his MOOC before it even started. Typically, 8 to 10 hours per week are spent on course preparation. 74% use automated grading and 34% use peer grading. 97% of the instructors use original videos, while 75% of the instructors use educational resources, and 27% use other resources. Also to note that 9% of the class require physical textbooks and only 5 require an e-book. Let's look at the completion rates. Typically, lower than 10% actually finish the course, and one notices a very steep drop in just week 1. One also notes that students paying at least $50 for a feature that prevents cheating have about 70% completion rates. And the reasons for dropping out are that the course requires too much time, The course was too difficult, it was too basic, the student was just shopping around, students were participating for knowledge rather than for credential, the poor course design and the hidden costs was a barrier, and also there were dropouts because of the perceived reputation, openness and usefulness of the courses. Let us now look at the industry of MOOCs. MOOCs are considered to be a major part of a larger disruptive innovation taking place in higher education. The services offered under traditional university business models will become unbundled. These services will include research, curriculum design, content generation, teaching, assessment, certification, and student placements. In fact, here we've got a chart showing the different services offered by the different initiatives in the column on the left. This gives us a good idea of the services that are currently being provided by MOOCs. Let us now look at the challenges and the criticism on MOOCs. First of all, relying on user-generated content can create a chaotic learning environment. Another criticism is that digital literacy is necessary to make use of the online materials. Whilst the time and effort required from participants may exceed what students are willing to commit to for a free online course. Another issue is that once a course is released, the content will be reshaped and reinterpreted by the massive student body, making the course trajectory difficult for instructors to control, whilst participants must also self-regulate and set their own goals. So these are also challenges. Some other challenges include that it's a challenge to balance openness versus control. Some users come into spam, some users come in to wreck the new system, and some users come in to socialize. It is also a challenge to balance openness versus privacy of teaching. Some of the teachers, in fact, find that to be a major challenge. And the technology can still be a challenge in itself. Sometimes people are still alienated by the technology that is provided and available. And also the authenticity of the students themselves may be an issue. I hope you enjoyed this online lecture. Here are a few references for your benefit. One may wish to look further in the Wikipedia entry of MOOCs. Another article is Online Bigger Classes May Be Better Classes. And also there's a very good article about MOOCs on Educase. I am Dr. Nicholas Samut, and this was a short lecture about MOOCs.